Gopal Ma. Unsurpassed among the woman devotees of the Master, in the richness of her devotion and spiritual experiences, was Aghormani Devi, an orthodox Brahmin woman. Widowed at an early age, she had dedicated herself completely to spiritual pursuits. Gopala, the baby Krishna, was her ideal deity, whom she worshipped following the Vatsalya attitude of the Vaishnava religion, regarding him as her own child. Through him, she satisfied her unassuaged maternal love, cooking for him, feeding him, bathing him, and putting him to bed. This sweet intimacy with Gopala won her the sobriquet of Gopal Ma, or Gopala's mother. For 40 years, she had lived on the bank of the Ganges in a small, bare room, her only companions being a threadbare copy of the Ramayana and a bag containing her rosary. At the age of 60, in 1884, she visited Sri Ramakrishna at Dakshineshwar. During the second visit, as soon as the Master saw her, he said, "Oh, you have come. Give me something to eat." With great hesitation, she gave him some ordinary sweets that she had purchased for him on the way. The Master ate them with relish and asked her to bring him simple curries or sweets prepared by her own hands. Gopal Ma thought him a queer kind of monk, for instead of talking of God, he always asked for food. She did not want to visit him again, but an irresistible attraction brought her back to the temple garden. She carried with her some simple curries that she had cooked herself. One early morning at 3 o'clock, about a year later, Gopal Ma was about to finish her daily devotions when she was startled to find Sri Ramakrishna sitting on her left, with his right hand clenched, like the hand of the image of Gopala. She was amazed and caught hold of the hand, whereupon the figure vanished, and in its place appeared the real Gopala, her ideal deity. She cried aloud with joy. Gopala begged her for butter. She pleaded her poverty and gave him some dry coconut candies. Gopala sat on her lap, snatched away her rosary, jumped on her shoulders, and moved all about the room. As soon as the day broke, she hastened to Dakshineshwar like an insane woman. Of course, Gopala accompanied her, resting his head on her shoulder. She clearly saw his tiny ruddy feet hanging over her breast. She entered Sri Ramakrishna's room. The Master had fallen into samadhi. Like a child, he sat on her lap, and she began to feed him with butter, cream, and other delicacies. After some time, he regained consciousness and returned to his bed. But the mind of Gopala's mother was still roaming in another plane. She was steeped in bliss. She saw Gopala frequently entering the master's body and again coming out of it. When she returned to her hut, still in a dazed condition, Gopala accompanied her. She spent about 2 months in uninterrupted communion with God, the baby Gopala never leaving her for a moment. Then the intensity of her vision was lessened. Had it not been, her body would have perished. The Master spoke highly of her exalted spiritual condition and said that such vision of God was a rare thing for ordinary mortals. The fun-loving Master one day confronted the critical Narendranath with this simple-minded woman. No two could have presented a more striking contrast. The Master knew of Narendra's lofty contempt for all visions, and he asked the old lady to narrate her experiences to Narendra. With great hesitation, she told him her story. Now and then, she interrupted her maternal chatter to ask Narendra, "My son, I am a poor ignorant woman. I don't understand anything. You are so learned. Now tell me if these visions of Gopala are true." As Narendra listened to the story, he was profoundly moved. He said, "Yes, mother, they are quite true." Behind his cynicism, Narendra too possessed a heart full of love and tenderness.